Talk to us about what this appointment would mean from the board. Why Emmett Shear?
Well, this is all very fast changed. So Emmett Shear, this announcement came through, at least the reporting came through from our team on the ground in San Francisco about 30 minutes ago. And this was after overnight, as you were saying, we were looking at these negotiations between the board and Sam Altman. Sam Altman was actually in the offices of OpenAI over the weekend. So now, as you say, we have the news that Emmett Shear, formerly the CEO of Twitch up until the early part of this year, has been appointed as the CEO. It's quite the dramatic turnaround, given that we were reporting on the fact that the board and Sam Altman were negotiating over potentially his return. Emmett Shear, we know that he co-founded Justin TV, a video platform, and then, of course, the CEO of Twitch. He's also a partner, at least a part-time partner at the VC firm Y Combinator. So, look, brave man in terms of taking on this appointment. We'll see how long it lasts, because we know, of course, that the tensions exist between the existing investors and many within OpenAI as well, who are still lobbying for Sam Altman to come back in some form.
Well, I think what's interesting is that even though there are all of these kind of fluctuations to the story, we still don't actually know what the initial falling out was actually about at a time when even Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, had to get involved.
Absolutely, and he was taken by surprise. Our reporting saying that Satya Nadella of Microsoft, of course, was stunned by this announcement that came through on Friday, particularly as it came through just days after the development summit led by OpenAI. Satya Nadella was on stage there with Sam Altman. What the reporting seems to suggest is it's a combination of factors. One is a concern about the risks and just how quickly this technology was being developed at OpenAI. We know that Sam Altman was driving the commercialization of this project. And the other was also about, it seems, some of the other business projects that Sam Altman was building up in terms of trying to raise funding for chips around AI. He wanted to start up a business on that front. And also possibly as well reporting around working with Johnny Ives, formerly chief designer at Apple, to come out with some kind of hardware project. So we know someone was making the rounds globally to try and raise funds for additional projects, but also at the heart of this seems to be this question about how quickly some of these projects were being pushed through and commercialized at OpenAI, which, don't forget, was founded as a non-profit. Yeah. And that tension as well exists as a result of the legacy of a board that was appointed around a non-profit that has this kind of commercial arm tied onto it. Well, now the commercial arm, of course, has become increasingly important, and that tension, it seems, is central to what is unfolding right now at OpenAI.
AI is very much at the center of Microsoft's strategy. I mean, we just heard at Microsoft Ignite, and there was a cameo appearance by Satya Nadella at the OpenAI Dev Day. I mean, there's a very clear collaboration, working partnership here that aims to try to bring out the best of OpenAI to enterprises. And, really everything from Microsoft Azure to Copilots to Bing to 365 has some sort of an AI angle to it. And, this is going to have, some implications around what will essentially Microsoft's overall ramp going to look like in the future. I think there are going to be questions around that as this whole situation evolves. But I think, to caveat that, Satya Nadella did come out on Friday and say, hey, look, we've got everything that we need. We have access to everything that we need from OpenAI. And we have, a long-term commitment, a long-term relationship here with the company. And, we want to make this work. So I think given there's probably going to be some near-term noise, and then we'll see what happens next. This situation will likely settle down, and then we're back to the races. But I think in the near term, one of the concerns and one of the questions here is, what do their competitors do? And so that's I think something we're taking a look at.